안녕하세요, but they don't say a little bit backward.
韓国は
Best in the world and you're second best.
No.
It's really bad.
Nobody's age seems to age here.
Yes, backwards.
So I'm from Southern USA, and we have something called Southern Hospitality. In my first week here in Korea, I thought, you greet or say hey to people as you're walking by. But in Korea, a lot of people mind their business, so you don't say hey around people. But in the US, a lot of people just randomly say hey to strangers. On the street. Or even if you're at a coffee shop and you're standing in line, you can have small talk, especially if the line is long. Or like even holding the door, end up saying hey to people. If you're like walking down the street and someone's walking past you, just saying 안녕하세요. But no, even with sometimes like ajusis or ajumas are looking at me, 안녕하세요, but they don't say 안녕하세요 back. Great side is that on the flip side, it's also really safe to walk at nighttime to my apartment, so I don't mind walking to your apartment even if it's like 20 or 30 minutes away versus US where it's like so spread out. Those are the main differences.
I think one of the main differences is probably the food. So here I can see that people eat a lot of seafood, which I like a lot. And also the culture in general. Of course, the language is totally different, very difficult to understand as well.
I think the personal space. We are from Venezuela, so in Latin America we touch too much. We kiss. Cousins, between cousins, friends. You arrive to the university or at work.
You can hug or kiss on the cheek.
And when you are really, really friends, then you hug really long time. So to get too close, you need to have personal space. The people, when you go too close, the people move a little bit backward. But you notice it's nothing bad, it's just a cultural. And then we notice and then, okay.
Or probably then they blush or something.
They get red. We notice.
せーの韓国は美容大国。
なんか整形とかに対して日本よりも韓国の方が抵抗がない気がします。
話す人と話さない人がいる。
公には言えないかもしれない。
The main difference is the state of digitalism, which means we have not so much digital software, something like this, more paperwork, bureaucracy is higher via us or in our country, which makes it very different. And here you have more techniques, more computer IT software, which is I think easier for the production side, but for the personal side as well.
Okay, we are producing the best cars in the world and you're second best. For batteries, you are leading. Battery cars, electric cars. We are discussing. We do not make dancing and fun. When someone wants to be elected, he has to claim, these are the facts and please follow my facts. And I'm the most intelligent. But if he's a good dancer, no one will follow him. In Germany, you are better in dancing. We are better possibly in discussing. And we are more blonde than you. Hair colors. That's real. Even mine is real.
I think the main difference between Korea and Poland is that everything here is very organized. People are very organized, meaning there is no people rushing to get onto the train together, etc. Everybody's queuing, and it's really nice to be able to know that you are standing in a line and it's going to be this exact order of people entering the train. Nobody's going to shove you and push you away, and many things like that, small things that make life very much easier because of the way that things are organized here. I think so. People are more individualistic, I would say. Nobody really cares so much about public order. People are louder in public spaces. They don't really care so much about queuing. If they can cut into the line, they will do it, etc. So I think everybody's more focused on themselves. For example, onto the train faster, and here everybody's waiting for their turn, etc.
Korea, there's a lot of more helpful people. I like how everybody's here to help, and there's a lot more cleanliness. It's very clean here. You're genuinely really happy to be here. I really like that you're helpful. Yeah, there are a lot of rude people. They're mean.
I just landed, so I haven't that much experience yet. But what I experienced at the airport and in the plane is that Koreans really respect their elder people in the society, and that they kind of give their place for them and be nice and whatever, and let them be first in the queue and so on. And this is what I just found is kind of interesting, and it's a bit different in Germany. I mean, they were like all the same, which is good as well, but I also am interested in how it is here. Yeah, usually if you stand in a queue, then everyone has its position. And I'm not sure, but in a plane I experienced that the older people just were allowed to skip some positions in the queue. I'm not sure if that's like always the same, but it was just what I think it looked like it was like kind of normal that they're allowed to go first. So I was just standing there, and like there was like a, how do you call it, like we were standing in a queue and was like in the corner, and then they skipped around me, and I was said, okay, maybe that's like normal, but I don't know. So it was fine for me because I mean everyone gets a seat in the plane, right? So funny and interesting. And
the people, definitely people, how they behave in India and how people behave here. Like he said, the way we greet here and the way we greet in India, the kind of infrastructure you have, the kind of traffic regulation you have.
Yeah. Discipline of your country, I like it very much. You have very disciplined people, very nice cultured people, very clean cities, very neat and tidy cities. That is good actually. It shows a very good picture of your country, which I would like to have definitely someday in my country also. My country is also coming up. Our country is a developing country, but we have to aspire to be like one of the most developed nation like South Korea. Actually in our country we don't have an election for president. Means the people, they don't directly vote for the president. We vote for our prime minister, and the prime minister and the elected ministers, they are the one who will decide our prime minister, because our power lies with the prime minister, not with the president. No dancing, no singing, but yes, most definitely too many people during our election process, and it is a massive democracy. We have about 150 million people are voting, but it is very different, not like this. No dancing actually.
Yeah, so it's my first day here, so I'm still going to be discovering a lot. But some of the differences that I know is, I know it's very safe around here, especially like in the metro area and like Seoul. So I'm very excited. I would say in big cities it's not as safe in the United States, especially at nighttime. There's some areas, the smaller cities, where they're a little more safe, but in general, I would say Korea has that. We kind of have it a little bit in the US, but not so much. It's a little bit different. I would also say another thing that I wish we had is public transportation. The public transportation here, like the fact that I can get here from Incheon to Seoul so easily, or even to like Busan or anywhere, that's really cool. I wish we could do that in the US because it's really bad. So that's what I would say are the differences. Definitely. I wish, like in San Diego, there is some public transportation, they're working on it, but it's not like here. It's very, like everything is very spread apart, and so it's hard to get from one place to another. Unless you're gonna be on a bus for like 45 minutes just to go like 2 miles or something. So it's pretty hard.
I just got here, so I cannot tell you much, but people here are very helpful. They are also helpful in the Netherlands, but I feel like here is like more normal. In the Netherlands you see a lot of different personalities, and depending on who you get what you get. And here is like, okay, you get what you get. It's like, you cannot choose the person that's helping you, but everyone here is polite, helpful, kind, smiling, and that's nice. I don't think I would have experienced our interaction in the Netherlands anywhere. My card wasn't working, so the nice lady helped me figure it out with the ATMs and how to cash out my card. Yeah, they help you with all the kindness in the world.
Korea is very advanced. There are a lot of things. You guys are ahead of time, I feel, especially in skincare and the treatments that you do. Nobody's age seems to age here. That's something is not there in my country yet. There are so many treatments that you guys have that we have never even thought about. So you are always ahead of time when it comes to beauty and treatments.
I would have to say the detail orientation to food and the crafts here. I feel like US likes to rush, and it's more quantity over quality, and I think you guys really take time to do that. And also you guys are very like organized as well. Like there's a really hardcore system here, and I'm not saying the US isn't organized either, but you guys have it down to a math, like a certain detail, which I respect.
I would say it's efficient here. I can already tell just by the whole process of getting my access to the public transportation, it's way more efficient here. Also, cleanliness. It's really clean here. And I would even highlight the fact fact that I had, we had a stranger come up to us just to help us do things. There's a kindness here that I am not very familiar with in my own home. My home is kind, but even you just taking the time to come up to us and help us, that's a big deal to me. That's a first impression for a country for me, and it left a really good one. So, not like this. Everyone is the same ethnicity. There's a collective effort to keep this clean. This is your home. You guys are all Korean, I assume. Most people here are Korean, so you want to keep your home clean. Whereas in America, it's quite a bit more diverse, and so there's not that same collective effort. I think there's cleanliness in pockets of where I live. It's not completely terrible, but this is next level. The subways, the airports, way different than where I'm from. Cleanliness, the kindness, and the efficiency for sure.
So far what I've noticed right off the jump is just instant kindness. America's sometimes a little bit fend for yourself, but here everyone's been happy to help me navigate this. It's been great. So I'm really excited to experience more of that and get to know the people here.
My country, everyone is very outspoken. They speak their mind every time and they don't like to wait. So here everything is very organized and I love it because you don't need to get mad when someone cuts you off, and it's nice. And everything is so close to each other. Even though it's a big city, like you have everything, like wherever you go, you have whatever you need. So I like it. My country has beautiful places too, but it's different. Here it's more like nature and mountains. And in my country we have a lot of cities, but you need to go far to go to the nature. But here you have nature like 1 kilometer from Seoul, and you have Busan too, you have Jeju too, you have all the places between too. So in my country you don't have so many places, but you do have some, but it's a bit far, so you need a car for that. The transport doesn't get you there, so yeah.
Technology in Korea is phenomenal. I'm an old lady, but the technology and the people have helped me all the time. They respect the older people and they're very nice to me. Yes, backwards. Korea is very forward. Technology is fantastic. At the airports, you get all the help you need. You just have to ask the information centers. You can't get lost.
So one of the biggest differences, of course, is like the food, the snacks. But for me, it was something like this in the airport where they have interactive rooms that you can go to spend time, waste time during layovers, and they have a bunch of lounges with comfortable seating.
For me, I would compare Singapore to like Seoul. Singapore's a very small country. You don't really have like the countryside in Korea. So for example, like the plantations or like coastal areas. And my friend and I, we went cycling. We went up to the nature reserve and the ascents were really high. We did one small like hill and that was already like taller than the tallest peak in Singapore. And like having differing weather. Singapore is always kind of like the same season, maybe just a little bit of a rainy season. But now, I mean, the weather's cold. I'm wearing a jacket. You don't really see this in Singapore. Yeah, this is why we chose to travel to Korea, because it's cold. It's an escape from the hot weather.
In the US, a lot of people just randomly say hey to a stranger on the street. Even if you're at a coffee shop, can have small talk. But that's only in southern USA. Southern. Strange in New York. New York, no. Oh, New York, too many scams, too many bad people, so you don't know people's attention. So it's like stranger danger. Yeah, be careful. Like no eye contact. Even when I went to New York, it was a big culture shock to me because I make eye contact, but no eye contact. Just north of US, New York, New Jersey, sometimes California a little.